Terve! Welcome back to Kepperis garage. We are still waiting for the camshaft to arrive because of myself. The camshaft and the rockers I ordered actually were in Finland. Finnish post or mail system has this sort of app which tells you when you are going to have packages or stuff like that, so unfortunately somehow I missed the notification about my package and they sent those things back to China where they came from, and immediately when I found out that those are sent back to China I ordered the new ones, and I hope that those one will be here next week or so. But because of the extensive waiting of the parts, I thought that while we are doing things inside the engine head, I might go and give a service for the valves. So this episode is all about valve service. I'm planning to take off the head of the cylinder and disassemble the valves from the springs and clean the valves. Then I think that I'm going to grind the valve housing somehow, like for the valves to fit correctly inside of those. That will save some gas consumption and will give some more power for the engine. That is of course something I have never done before again, but I believe that we will yet again learn something. And sorry about not having these videos earlier, because I've been building the sauna and that has been a big project for me. Alright, but let's take the head off. So we have 1, 2, 3 bolts and one is missing, all the nuts. Anything else? There is one at the bottom. There is one, you probably can't see it, but it's there. Is there anything else? I can't see. Let's start with these ones and take out that one. Then we probably can see inside of this better. Yet again, I think that here is yet again, I think that someone has been compensating the missing bolt with more torque. These were like really tight. Let's hope that it hasn't done anything bad for the head itself. Now I need to again remember not to drop anything inside there, so I put this inside here. Let's see. It moves, which is pretty good news, but how can I rescue the falling chain? Someone should be holding this for me. I don't want to drop the... There is those washers I don't want to drop inside. Should I take them off now? Probably not a bad idea.
bad idea at all. Well, it won't fall inside of this because it has the kind of a housing around it, so it cannot fall. Yes, sir. Okay, let's give it a shot. Can you see it? Yep, let's try it. Alright, then I will grab the chain here, then the fishing line comes out, and here we have the head. Where should I put it? Probably there. Alright, that came out pretty easy. Back to holding tank. Save the beer. Let's put this back there. Head gasket. Looks decent. If you see some kind of black throughout the gasket, black lines or stuff like that, then you can expect the gasket to leak from somewhere. So that looks like it does not leak. And actually can we see the piston? This has been kind of a mystery for me, that what shall we have inside here, but it looks black, of course, little bit of carbon there, but otherwise it looks pretty okay, if you can tell from here, and looks like my top dead center is pretty accurate. Alright, so we can see that here is some kind of different kinds of ugly stuff at the top of the valves. I don't have experience to tell you that if this is something that is good or bad, but it looks like there is pretty much the carbon or the what comes out of the burning process. So let's take off the valves now and clean the valves first. Alright, so here we have this valve spring tension remover, or what should this be called, but this is basically meant for this kind of stuff, so you can press the valves down. So now I just need to figure out how this works, and if it works for this kind of setup. Like that. nobody doesn't move anywhere. There's one. I hope that there is another one. Phew! I already see the fun part coming when I'm trying to put this all together. But let's take a look of this valve here. It's ugly. It really is. It's the intake for the right channel, but I'm not that concerned about the place because there is text in and exhaust and intake, so I know where to put these back. And these are the same size as well, so that's the first. Let's do it again. Yippee! God damn it, these are tight. I don't understand that. But I think that over the time it of course will get more tight, or it will get some kind of a stuck there or something. So this is for the exhaust. These probably are different. Yeah, the exhaust is smaller in all the ways. It's shorter and it's not that big on the top.
Quick recap is in order. So, how did I use this thing? The key point or the magic with this thing was that you put this on the top of the spring and this on the top of the valve, and you should have this handle near the breaking point where it flips like this. So I first thought that I would like do it this and then from here try to push the spring, compress the spring, but it doesn't need to be compressed more than half centimeters or so. So a little bit out, then this, tighten this up, then the lockers will come out. Alright, yet again, all the valve removal videos on the internet was like you put this compression tool, then you just squeeze it with not a blink of an eye or any expression on your face, then you take off the lockers and take off the spring. But yet again, nothing goes that good in this garage. I've been blaming the internet for giving a false information for people, like everything is easy, just do it. now when there is everything so hard for me when I'm trying to do it, I'm starting to think that is there any kind of problems in my approach of things. But I should probably stay with the idea of internet being broken. Yeah, but compression tool was good. I can say that I learned to use it now, and the first one was like pain in the ass, but the all three other ones came out with only a couple of swear words. Next we will go and grind these dirty boys. First we do the outside, shiny and bright. Then I think that we will do the grinding for the seats itself. It's important that the valve sits just perfectly at the top of the hole when it's closed, because any leakage will cause a loss of engine power. So I will clean out this, and then I will put some grinding paste on the valve and do the seat grinding here.
Am I, by the way, fanatic cleaner, or do you clean your workspace too pretty often? I think that I do it pretty often. Alright. But yeah, I saw this trick on internet that you can put the valve in the drill. Then you have even rotation for the valve itself. And now I don't remember what was it, what against he was rubbing it, but I think that we will use sandpaper. Let's try. Yeah, it's coming off, but I think it's too hard for this, so... Or am I ruining? How can I get the crud off from there? My boy, you make my valve go, yeah. Ouch! I'm having all these metal spikes on my t-shirt because of the whole wire wheeling. And I'm also having mosquitoes pretty much all around, so not sure which one I should hit and which one I should not hit. It's kind of getting out of there, but it's pretty tough. But these are much cleaner now than before. I know that these are not perfect, but I'm not trying to get into perfection. I just want these to be working.
Now we need to focus on the back side of these ones. So here is 1000 grit sandpaper. And here is valve. Let's see how those work together.
So I'm using my finger as a guide for the sanding paper. It might be good to try with a little bit more coarse paper. Oh, let's go with 600. Never play around with water when you have electric stuff around. This one doesn't count. Yeah, it's getting prettier. It should be like the perfect valve is probably something between mirror and window. Smooth. I think we managed to find our perfection here. Alright, well, I'm going to spare you watching me do all those 3 remaining, and I will give you some final result material as soon as I'm finished with those ones. I had to bring you back because I did some cool invention. It's not that exotic, but I am excited. As you know, I am excited from the small little things, and this time the thing was that I used the P400 grit and put my finger behind it. Then I have this valve cap, and now I grind it. It might hurt a little bit on your finger, but it's worth it, trust me. Watch that shiny thing. Can you almost see yourself from it? Here in Finland you can also say valveilla ollaan. Because valve is it's Finnish and it's also English. Valve is Finnish pronounced valve. Valve is written in V-A-L and the other letters that I can't remember, but it's pronounced, if you don't do the pronouncing correctly and you do the English Finnish thing, it's valve. And in Finnish word valve means being awake. So valveilla ollaan means I'm being awake now, but I'm actually doing the valves. Isn't that exciting? I think I'm having this valve-uni. Valve sleep. The valves are clear. It came out pretty okay. I think that you could have spent more time to like make it really shiny, but it's more shinier than ever, I believe. The one which looked pretty much damaged for my eye is now almost as good as the other exhaust valve, so it's not X valve as it says. We can still use it. Yeah, but it's now it's more better to like have these shiny objects to put back into motor when we have the camshaft and rockers arriving, so we can do it like almost good.
Alright, next we continue our valve work by grinding the valve seats. I have this valve grinding paste. There is fine and coarse. I think we're gonna start with coarse and then do the fine tuning with the fine stuff. So the basic idea is to like apply the paste on the valve seat, probably on the valve, then start grinding it back and forth, or just rotate it. I bought this cheap valve grinding stick, or what it's called, and it was supposed to, like, there's a suction at the end, so it should like stick on the valve, and then you do like the Indians did with the fire, or those early people. But this is too big for the valves. It will hit the valve seat, and the intake valves are bigger than the exhaust valves, so it's not the perfect match now. So there is another way to do this, and that's a little bit rougher way probably. So we can stick the drill this in this end and start drilling the valve against the seat. This one is cleaner, let's do this. Yeah, well, it's much more shinier now. We can also do once more to get those black dots out of there, because that means that it hasn't been grinding from there. Didn't get all the black things out, but I think that it's now more better than ever. That looks perfect. So now I should probably remember what was on where. I do some sort of this kind of thing. Maybe a little holes here. That's there. So, same thing for all the rest of the stuff. I will spare you from it and bring you back when it's all done. So here you probably can see the difference between grinded seat and not grinded. So this is grinded exhaust seat. It's fairly clean. And this one is not grinded and it's all black everywhere. All righteousness. We have now cleaned all the valve seats. And to be honest, it looks pretty clean. Not sure how clean it may look, but it's much cleaner than before. So there will be time when I need to start putting everything back together. Yeah, so now I should... Yeah, so now when I'm starting to put things back together inside the engine, I will use this assembly lube. It will like lubricate all the metal parts now when the engine has not been running and it's not filled with oil. And when you start it first time, it will take some time when the actual engine oil will come up to the cam thing chamber and for the like all the valves and stuff. So this is meant to use when assembling the engine back up.
I actually thought also that I will use this some sort of universal grease for installing these small lock bits, so those won't fall out when I try to stick them on the valve shaft. I start with the intake valve because it's bigger and it's probably easier to practice with. That goes there. So I went through the valve holes with compressed air and it should be ready for assembly. Not sure how this is used, but let's put some on there. Let's put that one in. And who can remember, was it like these guys and then this here, and is there anything else that should go in? Don't think so. So maybe I'm too far in with the... This is probably not my favorite tools at the moment. I can imagine life without it. Might be even worse. But can it press because there is the head päävälissä. Hälytys, Suzuki odottaa pääoven välissä. Let's try another way. We should go in probably sideways, so the head itself won't get on the way. No, I'm just trying to have it in a better position to put the locking stuff in. And which way it was? Probably the small thing downwards. Little bit of this there. Then something to grab the falling things. There will be some. If I remember correctly, it was. Well, I actually don't remember anything. This is only my guess. How should it? Alright, it's like that. So I'm more in that I should save it once. The grease is actually pretty good. It's catching the So is it there now, or how the heck should I know? Probably just by opening it. If the thing stays, the thing stays. I think that we managed to put it in. And it moves. That's great. So first one in. So 4-1 to go. Sorry about my bad math. Of course, it's 3 more to go. Alright, so that was the valving stuff. looks okay. Couple of scratches from the compression tool, but don't believe it's gonna do any harm. Yeah, I will save the head installation for the upcoming episode where I will change the camshaft and where I will install the camshaft and cam chain and stuff like that. So I think that this covered the valves pretty okay. I hope that the first start won't shoot everything out from the exhaust pipes when I'm trying this, but you never know until you try. Thanks for joining me on this valve episode, and I hope it didn't came out too long. Hope I see you next time. Peace out.